Hey y'all, it's SheRea, what's up? In this video we're going to talk about how I trim my hair every week or every few days and still have managed to grow my hair almost to waist length in less than 2 years. So if this is a video that you are interested in, then definitely stay tuned. Today I want to go over two things. The first thing being why I do it. Why do I cut my hair so much? And the second part is that I want to show you how exactly to do it so you can also retain optimal length. I know you're thinking, wow, that's a lot. Like, how are you cutting your hair every single week? Well, here's the thing. If your hair is not breaking and there is no damage, when the hair grows from the scalp, it's going to grow out completely. You're not going to lose an inch. You're not going to lose anything. You're going to see the optimal growth and the optimal retention because the ends are on point. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to work for everyone, and I'm also not saying that everyone needs to do this, right? Some of us have very resilient and strong hair. No matter what we do, our hair doesn't get damaged, it doesn't break. But this specifically is for people who have fine hair that easily breaks. This is for people with fragile hair. If that is not your ministry, then you can click off right now. But this, again, is for people that need it, that find themselves not retaining length, that find themselves having a lot of single strand knots and split ends. Cut them, trim them, dust them. Whatever term you want to use there, do it. So first off, physical manipulation easily damages fine natural hair. Don't look at my fro and think you don't have fine hair. Well, I do. Even though I do have medium to thick density hair, when it comes to the individual hair strands on my head, they are very fine. They're super fine and they easily break and are very fragile. Anything physical that I do to my hair, that includes washing it, styling it, so braiding, twisting, literally anything that I do to my hair can cause damage. It can cause single strand knots, it can cause split ends, it can create a substantial amount of breakage. And that's why I stay on top of my ends. That's why I monitor my ends, because it's easy for my hair to be damaged. Now, that's not true for everyone, but it's true for me. Secondly, I do it because I don't want to lose inches at a time. Losing inches for me is a thing of the past. A lot of people will trim their hair every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, and by the time they get to that point, their hair is damaged. So they have to cut a substantial amount of hair. 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. They got a lot to cut. I don't want those problems. I don't want that drama. So every wash day, I'm doing what I need to do to make sure my hair is its healthiest. And I know this may sound scary, but I only take off what needs to go. I get rid of the damaged things. When I examine my hair from the root to the tip and the ends are looking straggly or I have single strand knots, I cut them every single week. Or if I'm doing a midweek wash day, twice a week. I am pulling out my scissors and going into my hair and making sure everything is Gucci. Another reason I like doing this is to make sure my ends are always neat. So when I do a style, like a twist out or a braid out, my hair is full from roots to tips. I don't want straggly hair. Ain't nothing worse than a straggly twist out. I want a full fro from every angle. That is the goal. The goal is to have full hair from the roots to the ends. Hair is going to taper. Hair is going to naturally taper as it gets older. But you don't want severe tapering on the ends. You want your hair to have the same thickness from root to the end. So let me show you how I do this process. I do this process, like I said, every week or every time I wash my hair. The first step in this process is having quality hair shears. If you don't have quality hair shears, you don't need to be doing this. I will link the shears that I use down below. They're cheap and affordable on Amazon, but they're nice and sharp. You need them to be nice and sharp so they don't further damage the ends. First thing I do is apply my leave-in. I have a dedicated video on the LCO method versus the lock method. You can check it out in the card. So in short, I go in with a leave-in. That's the first step. That's a crucial point. You want your hair to be soft, moisturized, and supple at all times. That is how you retain length. Then I go in with my oil. I like going in with my hair growth oil. I have a dedicated video on it. You can also check it out in the cards. The purpose of the oil is to seal in the moisture from the leave-in. When your ends are nice, soft, and supple, they will not break as easily. They will not split as easily. They will not get single strand knots as easily. And lastly, I go in with my cream or my styler. Because I wanted to do a twist out, I went in with a custard. Usually I'll go in with a cream on the foam. I'm just trying different things out. It doesn't really matter what the third step is. Whatever you use to style or moisturize your hair, you go in with that at this point. So after I do that, I either braid or twist my hair in my sections. I don't do any specific size or any specific pattern because it's so little hair that I am taking off. You will barely notice the difference. I've had the same shape in my hair since I big chopped, and this method has not disrupted my shape. My shape is still on point, it still looks good because this method takes off so little hair. So once I braid my hair up, I feel the section. Every section does not need to be cut. I repeat, every section does not need to be cut. The way this method works and the strength of this method is that you're only taking off what you need. This first braid did not need to be cut. How I gauge what needs to be cut is by feeling for single strand knots. That is my marker. Because I am doing this on my naturally curly hair and I'm not stretching it out with heat or doing a flat iron or anything like that, I gauge my quote unquote damage by feeling single strand knots. That is what I'm going after and that's what I'm feeling for. I'm feeling for single strand knots. So once I go down the braid and I feel the braid and I touch the ends, if I don't feel any single strand knots, I move on to the next section. When I do get to a section that needs to be cut, I pull my hands down the braid or the twist and I feel the single strand knot and I cut right above it. That's all I do. You can see where your hair is damaged. You can see where it doesn't curl anymore. You can see where it's severely tapered. You can see where it looks straggly. So you want to cut that section. Usually, I don't have that problem. Usually, I am just cutting the single strand knots. And I just repeat that process throughout my entire head, braiding and twisting my hair up and just taking off what needs to be taken off. And that's the process that I do weekly. Even doing this weekly, I still have managed to grow my hair down my back. Y'all have seen it. Y'all have seen the progress with my hair, and I owe it to this method. Well, that's it, guys. This is what I do to my hair. This is the steps that I take to maintain my healthy, natural hair. If you do something similar or you don't do something similar, if you think this is dumb, definitely tell me down below. Would love to talk to you about it more. Definitely open for dialogue. This is what I do. Doesn't mean this is something you have to do. I'm literally just taking you on my journey. Well, anyway, y'all, happy growing, happy retaining, and I'll see y'all later. Peace. Bye, y'all.